Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Priestess Transmission. I'm so delighted to be here with you. My name is Lisa. If you're new to my work, my focus is to help my students and clients and anyone who's drawn to my work to connect with their soul's guidance and share their unique medicine. These weekly transmissions are all specifically connected to the book that I'm currently birthing, which is Priestess Rise Up, and it's all about connecting with your priestess medicine. And what is your priestess medicine? It's the power to lead through unconditional love. That's what it is. For me, it involves a lot of how we lead through our career and creativity, but it's not just that. So I'm a little bit not distracted. I just finished a Mother Mary masterclass. I know some of you were in that, and it was so wonderful, which is why she's behind me. And so I'm still kind of feeling the buzz, the high from that. And so today, what I really felt was important was for us to connect with the, what is it that I'm trying to say? With the quiet, the stillness that is already within us, but that is so easy to forget, right? It's so easy to feel like we have no access to it, to feel like things are so busy rushing around us that we can't access that beautiful stillness within. And what happens is, as you keep committing to your leadership path, things do become accelerated, right? It's like you might have more classes or more clients or more students or more decisions to make, because leadership is a lot about making decisions, right? There might be more inner healing you're working through. So, from one perspective, it can seem like you're getting so busy, right? Like things are speeding up. And when that happens, it's easy for us to then feel like we need to, like, oh, things are accelerating. So I need to rush, and be in a hurry, and I can't fall behind, right? I have to like keep moving forward. But when it comes from that frantic place, then we know that it's coming from our ego, right? It's coming from our intellect. It's coming from those loving parts of us that think they're helping, but are still kind of caught up in that old way of doing things. So it's actually when you are on an accelerated journey, it's even more important to connect with the stillness within. I know some of you have heard me speak of this for years now, right? The whole slowing down to speed up. And so, how do we do that? That doesn't necessarily mean it'll look different for each of you, right? So, I'm not talking about meditation, although, of course, that is so powerful and helpful and essential. But, and when I say that with meditation, understanding that it's going to be different for everyone, right? Your meditation practice will look different than mine, and that's how it should be. Hey, Destiny. So, this is really about how do you stay connected with that peaceful place inside as you go through your day, right? Like, how do you access that? How do you invite it to be there with you? Right? Like, how do you nurture yourself with that quiet, even as you go through your day, even as you perhaps have a lot to do? And so, one of the ways to do that is, what I write about in my first book, Answering Your Inner Calling, is these interrupter rituals, right? These moments throughout the day where you pause and maybe you just do this, like bringing your hands to your heart and connect with the stillness of your soul. And this literally can take a minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, however long you want to make it. With these new teachings about your priestess medicine, what I want to add to that is really connecting with that infinity symbol. I'm looking around because I thought my book cover was here, but I'm not sure where it went. And so if you picture the infinity symbol, right, it's like a sideways 8, right? And on the cover of my book, you can see that she's sitting on top of the infinity symbol right at the center point. And why is that center point so important? Well, that center point is that point where all the timelines meet. It's that point outside of time. And our intellect can't comprehend that, and that's okay. Right? We here on the earth plane, we operate on, linear time, right? We know 24 hours in a day and so on and so on. But as I've said before, when we enter the soul realm, we are not limited by linear time. So that infinity symbol, when we connect to that center point, we're stepping outside of time. And when you step outside of time, that is a very rejuvenating place. That is, and rejuvenating is not exactly right. That's not enough. We're realigning, we're connecting with that stillness that I was talking about. Yes, Destiny, it's like the 0 point, exactly. So when we can have a practice where throughout the day you're connecting with that 0 point, you're connecting with that center point of infinity, right? You're connecting with that, what, for those of you who've read the Sophia Code, with that, to me, it almost feels like that womb of no thing, right? It's that place where we know nothing. So we're not filled up with all this intellectual knowing, and yet we can access all solutions. And yet, when I say that, I want to be careful. Like, what can happen is that our ego can be like, okay, I'm going to go into the 0 point so I can know all the answers, so I can figure out my problem, so I can, and then we're coming at it from a whole different vibration and frequency. What we do when we connect with the infinity point, with that 0 point, is we're practicing showing up there in this place of surrender, not a place of giving up, not a place of surrender, divine surrender. It's this place of releasing control and stepping into this place of knowing that your soul has you, not the other way around. This is a mastery practice. It really is. Because when we're walking through our life, it's so convincing, right, to believe that we're very limited. Like, we look at our checking account, or we look at how much time is left in the day, or we look at, whatever. And it's so convincing, right, that we start to believe, oh yeah, I'm a very limited person. I only have this amount of hours. That means I can't create everything I want to create. Or I only have this amount of energy, so that means I can't lead as much as I want, or whatever. And it's so convincing, and we can have compassion. That isn't to dismiss our very real fears that come up. But again, when we're on this path, this priestess path, we're stepping into a mastery. We are saying, yes, that is convincing, but I know that I'm a divine being. I know that I'm actually not bound by time and by space. And I'm going to practice. So one way to practice is what we're going to do today, is just sitting in that 0 point. And if you want to practice this more, if you go to, well, for those of you, some of you are already watching me on my YouTube channel, but on my YouTube channel, I have several priestess novenas that I've done where we sit on that infinity point for 9 minutes, for 9 consecutive days. So you can go back and watch, there are several of them, and do one of those practices if you're really feeling like, you know what, I really want to practice this, and I want to do it in community. So even if you weren't live for that, all of that collective empowerment is still there. So I just want to name that for if any of you want to see that. Thank you, Janet. I'm so glad you're here. Our time is now to rise up and become the infinite light beings we are and to share with others. Exactly, Janet, exactly. And so, how do we do that? This is the mystery school, right? Back in ancient times, priestess had their temples, had their mystery schools. They practice all of these things, and most of the time, if not all of the time, they withdrew from regular society, right? They were in their temple. They didn't have to worry about bills or all those things because the community understood these were priestesses. They had a specific role in the community, and that was all about mastering this divine technology. Now we have the extra challenge for us. It's the next level of mastery, is can we walk the priestess path in a modern context where we are wives and daughters and sisters and mothers, and we have businesses and we have bills and we have perhaps health issues that come up, and we have all of this stuff. All of it is now part of the mystery school, where we have all these things happening globally and locally and nationally. And so this, to rise up, which the title of my book, right, is Priestess Rise Up. We are rising up. We are rising up. And how do we rise up? Is we remember who we really are. In my book, there's a line that, as I've been writing this book, as I've been going through all my own initiations writing this book, this group of beings have come to me. They refer to themselves as the priestesses of the stars. And it includes a lot of, people like Mother Mary and others. And one of the very beautiful messages that they brought includes this line, you chose to forget, now choose to remember, right? You chose to forget, now choose to remember. So what does that mean? It means that we're so courageous, when we said, yes, okay, I will sign up to this human journey. I'll forget, I'll go into this human journey, and I will forget that I am divine. I will forget that I am one with source. And for some of us, we didn't completely forget, right? I know for me, I always had a spiritual calling since I was a little girl. I wanted to be a nun because that's what I understood people did who had spiritual callings. Nobody around me was talking about being a priestess. But I also forgot a lot of stuff, right? Also, it's been a long, long journey, not because I was slow or something was wrong with me, but because I signed up for the mission, right? I signed up for the mission of, I'm going to go in there, put a human suit on, and believe that I'm so limited and go through all these initiations, so that then there will come a time when I remember and I choose to remember. And as Janet was saying, we rise up together, rise up, and then we get to help others awaken. Not by rescuing them, not by going into some weird codependency or being martyrs, but by being an example, by, of course, offering our teaching and service and leadership to those who are wanting it. This isn't about shoving anything down anyone's throat. We will be led. And so let's just step into, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to step on this to this 0 point, this infinity point. It's really bothering me. Oh, I see my book cover. It fell on the floor. I'm not going to go pick it up because it'll take off. But I want you to visualize. Let's do this together. That you're sitting as I'm sitting. Maybe you are sitting. And underneath you is this big infinity symbol. And you're sitting right at the center point where the loops meet. The infinity symbol is like an 8, but sideways, right? So you're sitting right at the center point. So you're sitting, we're all going to sit on that infinity point. And as you sit on that infinity point, you're aware that this is that 0 point This is the point where all the timelines meet and there is also no time. This is the point where you know nothing and you also can access all knowing. This is the point where nothing untrue can exist. And your intellect cannot wrap its mind around that. It's not meant to. So if you find your brain working really hard trying to understand that, just have compassion for it and just know it's not going to be able to. That's okay. So as we sit on that infinity point, notice, I'm going to ask some questions for you to become curious about how it appears to you. And then I'm going to put the timer and we're going to sit on it silently for 2 or 3 minutes. I'll put the timer. Okay? So as you sit on that point, notice if the infinity symbol has a color today. Notice if there's any movement. Sometimes when I sit on the infinity point, I see it just start to go up and down my spinal cord, like up and down my chakra channel. It's like it's just attuning me to that point. Sometimes I might be aware of just energy flowing through the loops. And sometimes the loops come over like petals and embrace me while I sit on the infinity point. So just be curious for a few moments and notice what comes up. Notice what you notice. And now as we sit there, I'm just going to put the timer for 2 minutes. And we're going to sit together. And so begin. So take a few deep breaths. Just reconnecting back with each other. When I was there, I just felt at first it was just almost like a propeller that was just flinging out all the thoughts that I didn't need. And then I heard that it was recalibrating me to the present moment. You know, I've taught 3 classes today, and I think my energy was kind of like that. So it was like they're like, just recalibrate to the present moment. So that's how it was for me. If you want to share anything in the chat or in the comments, if you're watching the replay, please feel free to do that. And as I said before, if you want to practice that more together, on my YouTube channel, I have several priestess novenas that I've done, where for 9 consecutive days, we sit on the infinity point for 9 minutes together. It's very powerful. So if you want to do that, you can, those are free journeys. You can do that. So I'm just going to pull a card for everyone before we close off for today, and just see if there's anything you want to share. Feel free to do that. And I was really feeling the angels today, so I'm doing the Archangel deck by Diana Cooper. So let's see, what angels, what's the message? How are they helping me tune in to that present moment, right, to that infinity 0 point? Let's see. Beautiful. Archangel Uriel, one of my favorites, says, come into harmony and balance. Use your power for peace. I'm going to read that again. Come into harmony and balance. Use your power for peace. Look at this beautiful angel. He's got that scroll, and there's that eagle. It's like he's looking over at the world, right? And this is saying, use your power for peace. What a beautiful message. Those of you who are in the Mother Mary Masterclass with me, this is it. It's like sitting on that throne. And for all of you, it's like you are powerful. And we're learning how to use that power for peace. So I feel like Archangel Uriel is just sending a beautiful blessing to all of us, illuminating our power, our peace. Janet saying that was amazing. Purple box with the infinity sitting on top. Oh, I love that. Spinning the lid off to remind me I'm infinite and divine, and now is my time to come out of the box and be seen. That's so beautiful, Janet. Thank you for that. Come out of the box and be seen. Absolutely. And I love that come out of the box is also like, don't limit yourself, right? It's not only are you going to be seen, you're going to be seen in your own beautiful, authentic, unique way. So thank you, Janet, for that. Destiny, thank you. I needed that, as I did 3 classes today as well. Yes, I'm so glad, Destiny. That's wonderful. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm not sure yet if I will be doing a priestess transmission next week. Yes, you're real, right on time. Sign up to, if you're not on my mailing list, do so that you can know. And when I travel, I tend to share more on Instagram because that's just easier for me. So as you may know, I'm going to New Mexico next week. Yay, I'm so excited. And then after that, I'll be back home in Chicago for about a week. And then I'm going to Ireland on a trip by myself. I mean, I'm going to go visit a friend, but so I'm so excited. Roxana, so good to see you. Yes, the infinity point. I felt we needed that reminder, right? All of us. So follow me on Instagram was the whole point of all of that. So that, because I do plan on sharing some things on my travels, and sending you so much love and blessings. All right, bye everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. I do want to say, if you didn't sign up for the Mother Mary Masterclass, which was so amazing today, Mary Magdalene was there, it was so profound, you can still purchase the replay. So you can just email me or message me, and you can do that. All right, my website is lisaespinosa.net. You can contact me that way. Bye, everyone.